Have you ever stopped to wonder about the state of our marine ecosystems, the life beneath the waves that cover over 70% of our planet? These waters, teeming with a kaleidoscope of life, are more than just a spectacle of nature. They are a complex, interconnected network of ecosystems that play an indispensable role in maintaining the health and balance of our planet. From the smallest microorganisms to the largest marine mammals, these creatures, along with the environments they inhabit, contribute to the functioning of global systems in ways that are often overlooked. Our oceans, for example, are key regulators of the Earth's climate. They absorb an incredible amount of heat and carbon dioxide, helping to temper the global temperature and climate patterns. They also produce over half of the world's oxygen, a byproduct of photosynthesis carried out by microscopic marine plants called phytoplankton. Not to mention, the wealth of biodiversity found in our oceans is a crucial source of food. From the humble sardine to the majestic bluefin tuna, marine life has long been a staple in the diets of many cultures around the globe. In fact, fishing, the act of catching fish, has been integral to human survival and development. It dates back to the early days of our species, when our ancestors first started to venture out into the waters. Over time, fishing has evolved from a means of subsistence to a significant economic activity, providing livelihoods for millions and feeding billions. But with our increasing reliance on the bounty of the sea, we have also seen the rise of a major issue: overfishing. Fishing practices have changed dramatically over the centuries, and not always for the better. The advent of modern technology has made it possible to fish deeper, farther, and more efficiently than ever before. But at what cost? Yet, despite the critical role of these ecosystems, our oceans are under threat, and one of the key culprits is overfishing. To understand the problem at hand, it is crucial to delve into the history of fishing. The art of fishing has ancient roots, dating back to the Paleolithic era, around 40,000 years ago. What began as a subsistence activity for early civilizations, primarily for food and later for trade, has now evolved into a massive commercial industry. The simple tools used by our ancestors, such as sharpened sticks and bone hooks, have given way to complex fishing gear and sophisticated technologies. In the beginning, fishing was a small-scale activity, with the catch often just enough to feed the fisherman's family or small community. The techniques were rudimentary, often involving manual labor and simple tools. Nets were woven from plant fibers, and hooks were carved from bone or stone. Boats, if they were used at all, were small and powered by oars or sails. As civilizations advanced, so did their fishing techniques. The invention of the fishing reel in the 16th century and the development of steam-powered boats in the 19th century revolutionized the industry, allowing for larger catches and longer voyages. In the 20th century, the advent of sonar technology and GPS systems further increased fishing capacity, enabling fishermen to locate and catch fish with unprecedented precision. Then came the Industrial Revolution, which brought about mechanized fishing vessels and factory ships. This allowed for large-scale commercial fishing capable of depleting entire fish populations. The transformation of fishing from a subsistence activity to a commercial industry was not without consequences. With the development of fishing techniques and technologies, the capacity to catch fish increased exponentially. However, the ability of fish populations to replenish themselves did not. This imbalance between the capacity to catch and the capacity to replenish lies at the heart of the overfishing problem. As we have developed more efficient ways to catch fish, we have also created a situation where we are catching fish faster than they can reproduce. As fishing evolved, so did its impact on marine ecosystems. Fast forward to the present day and we find ourselves in a situation of alarming proportions. We're not just talking about a few fish here and there, but an issue of global magnitude. According to the United Nations, approximately 3/4 of the world's fisheries are either exploited or depleted. To put this into perspective, it's as if we've eaten 3 out of every 4 fish in the sea and are now dipping into the last quarter. Now imagine a world where the mighty blue whale becomes a mere myth, where the playful dolphins are only seen in old photographs, and where the vibrant coral reefs are only remembered in faded sketches. It's a grim picture, isn't it? That's the reality we're edging towards with the current rate of overfishing. Fish, the main source of protein for 1 billion people, are disappearing at an unprecedented rate. The Atlantic bluefin tuna, a species once abundant in our waters, is now on the brink of extinction. The cod, once the backbone of many coastal communities, has seen a population decline of 90% over the last 3 decades. But it's not just about the fish. Overfishing disrupts the delicate balance of our marine ecosystems. When we remove a species from the food chain, it creates a ripple effect. Predators lose their prey, and other species multiply unchecked, leading to an imbalance that could take centuries to correct. What's more, overfishing doesn't just affect the fish and the oceans. It affects us humans too. The livelihoods of millions of people who rely on fishing are at stake. Coastal communities are seeing their primary source of income dwindle, and the global economy is feeling the pinch. Our insatiable appetite for seafood is pushing our oceans to their limits. We're at a crossroads, and the decisions we make today will determine the fate of our oceans, and ultimately, our own. The consequences of overfishing extend far beyond dwindling fish stocks. We're not just talking about an unfortunate shortage of fish and chips on a Friday night. We're talking about a profound, far-reaching impact on the entire marine ecosystem. Overfishing doesn't just reduce the number of fish in our seas. It also has the potential to drive certain species to extinction. Imagine our oceans without the majestic blue whale, the playful dolphin, or the mesmerizing seahorse. These species, and many others, rely on a delicate balance in their food chains. Overfishing disrupts this balance, threatening the survival of these magnificent creatures. But the impact doesn't stop there. Overfishing also leads to habitat destruction. You see, fish play a crucial role in maintaining their habitats. For example, some fish species help to control the growth of coral-eating starfish, protecting the coral reefs that form the backbone of our marine ecosystems. When we overfish, we remove these guardians of the reef, leaving the coral vulnerable to overgrowth and destruction. And then there's the potential for what scientists call trophic cascades. This is when the removal of one species causes a domino effect, impacting multiple levels of the food chain. Imagine pulling a single thread from a tapestry, only to watch the entire thing unravel. That's what we risk when we disrupt the delicate balance of the marine food chain through overfishing. Finally, we must consider the loss of biodiversity. Our oceans are a treasure trove of life, with a dizzying array of species that contribute to a healthy, vibrant ecosystem. Overfishing reduces this biodiversity, transforming our colourful, bustling seas into a shadow of their former selves. The ripple effects of overfishing are felt throughout the entire marine ecosystem. Whether it's species extinction, habitat destruction, disrupted food chains, or the loss of biodiversity, the consequences are dire. And remember, a healthy ocean is not just important for marine life, it's vital for us too, for the air we breathe, the climate we live in, and the food we eat. So let's treat it with the respect it deserves. While the situation is dire, it is not beyond repair. With these words, we embark on a hopeful exploration of the road ahead. We've seen the damaging impacts of overfishing on our marine ecosystems. We've witnessed the loss of species, the destruction of habitats, and the disruption of food chains. But now, let's turn our gaze towards the horizon, where solutions and strategies lie in wait. First, we have sustainable fishing practices. These are methods that do not deplete fish populations and protect the environment. They include techniques like line fishing, where only specific species are targeted, reducing the risk of catching non-target species. It's about catching fish in ways that respect their habitats and ensuring their survival for generations to come. Next, let's talk about marine protected areas, or MPAs. These are regions where human activities are regulated to protect the marine life and habitats. They serve as safe havens for fish populations to recover and thrive, a sanctuary in the vast expanse of the ocean. By creating more of these MPAs, we can give our seas a fighting chance. Lastly, we touch upon consumer awareness and choice. It's not just about what's happening out there in the oceans, it's about what's happening here in our everyday lives. Our choices matter. By opting for sustainably sourced seafood, we can directly impact the demand for overfished species. Informed consumers can be a powerful force for change, so you see, the path forward is not a mystery. It is a journey of change and adaptation, of making conscious choices, and of acknowledging the value of our oceans. It's about learning to take without taking away, to benefit without causing harm. The future of our oceans hangs in the balance. It is up to us to tip the scales towards recovery and resilience. With these solutions at our fingertips, let's pledge to do just that. The sea has given us so much, it's high time we gave something back.